Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Love Math Tutorial. This is the third part of the chapter Real Numbers, that is exercise 1.3 of Ncert syllabus and exercise 8.3 of Karnataka state syllabus. Now let us start our exercise. Now let us start our first problem. Prove that root 5 is a irrational number. To prove that root 5 is an irrational number, here we are using a contradiction method. Now, first let us assume that root 5 is a rational number. So, it can be represented in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0, which implies that root 5 is equal to p by q. By squaring on both sides, we get root 5 whole square is equal to p by q whole square. 5 is equal to p square by q square. P square is equal to 5q square. Mark it as equation 1. In the next step, p square divided by 5 is equal to q square. This means 5 divides p square and 5 also divides p. Thus, let us assume that p is equal to 5k for some integer k. By squaring on both sides, we get p square is equal to 25 k square. Now, put the values of p square in equation 1. Then equation 1 becomes q square is equal to 5k square. This means q square is divisible by 5 and q is also divisible by 5. Therefore, both p and q have 5 as a common factor, but this contradicts the fact that p and q are co-prime. This contradiction has arisen because of our incorrect assumption, that is root 5 is a rational number. Therefore, we can conclude that root 5 is irrational. Therefore, we can conclude that root 5 is irrational. Now, let us solve the second problem of this exercise, that is prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Let us assume that 3 plus 2 root 5 is rational. If 3 plus 2 root 5 is rational, then it means it can be written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers that they have no common factor other than 1 and q is not equal to 0, which implies that 3 plus 2 root 5 is equal to p by q. P is equal to 3 plus 2 root 5 into q. P is equal to 3q plus 2 root 5 into q. P minus 3q is equal to 2 root 5q. Root 5 is equal to p minus 3q divided by 2 cube. Since p minus 3q divided by 2q is a rational number, then root 5 is also a rational number. But we know that root 5 is irrational. Therefore, our assumption was wrong that 3 plus 2 root 5 is rational. Hence, it is proved that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Now, let us jump to the next problem of this exercise. Prove that the following are irrational number. The first question in this part is 1 by root 2. Let us assume that 1 by root 2 is rational number. then 1 by root 2 is equal to p by q, where p and q are co-prime numbers, or p and q have common factor other than 1, which implies that 1 by root 2 is equal to p by q. Q is equal to root 2 into p. Root 2 is equal to q divided by p. Since q and p are integers, then q by p is a rational number, and so root 2 is a rational number. But we know that root 2 is irrational. So our assumption was wrong that 1 by root 2 is rational. Therefore, 1 by root 2 is a irrational number. Now, let us jump to the next problem, 7 root 5. Let us assume that 7 root 5 is a rational number. Then 7 root 5 is equal to p divided by q, where p and q are co-prime numbers, or p and q have no common factors other than 1. 7 root 5 into q is equal to p. Root 5 is equal to p divided by 7 into q. Since p, 7 and q are integers, so p divided by 7 by q is a rational number. This means root 5 is a rational number, but this contradicts the fact that root 5 is a irrational number. So our assumption was wrong. Therefore, 7 root 5 is a irrational number. Now let us jump to the last problem of this exercise, that is 6 plus root 2. Let us assume that 6 plus root 2 is a rational number. Then 6 plus root 2 is equal to p by q, where p and q have no common factors other than 1. Root 2 is equal to p by q minus 6. Since p, q and 6 are integers, so p by q minus 6 is a rational number. This means root 2 is also a rational number. But this contradicts the fact that root 2 is a irrational number. So our assumption was wrong. Therefore, 6 plus root 2 is a irrational number. Thank you very much everyone. Thanks for watching. I will be uploading the next video very soon in my channel. So please like, share, subscribe, follow, and don't forget to leave your comments in the comment box. Thank you.